election result won't be overturned. We're going to get perspective now from the Biden campaign on the unprecedented position they find themselves in. We're joined by Senior Advisor Bob Bauer, who previously served as White House counsel under President Obama. Bob, thanks for being with us. President Trump, in an Oval Office meeting today with his team, gave no indication, apparently, that he plans to concede. He was skeptical, apparently, of their legal efforts, but planned to press ahead anyway, according to a person familiar with the matter. What is the next move for President-elect Biden and the transition team? How do you see this playing out?
I don't know that I ever thought I'd say this, but Karl Rove is certainly right. The election will not be overturned. I'm not surprised to hear either that the president was skeptical about his lawyers. I'm not quite sure if they were telling him what's going on in the courtroom, why he wouldn't be skeptical. They're losing case after case. Let me give you a sort of brief overview of where we are. In the 8 months up to Election Day, judges dismissed 6 Trump suits. In the 8 days since Election Day, judges have dismissed 7 Trump suits. Now, Donald Trump says, well, he's only suing in localities or in states where the Democrats control the process. But in fact, he's suing, and Republicans are attacking the Republican Secretary of State of Georgia. He's suing the Republican Secretary of State in Nevada, where he lost those suits as well. And so it's sort of a bit of a disaster out there, to be honest with you. So if he's skeptical about his lawyers, and because he was looking for winning, what he's getting from his lawyers is losing because he doesn't have a case.
It's interesting because I get a lot of people reaching out to me on Instagram or Twitter, and they're Trump supporters, and a lot of them are the ones who aren't yelling obscenities at me are often very thoughtful and rational and love this country, and I mean, even the ones yelling obscenities at me probably love this country as well. But people who are looking to have a rational conversation, and they genuinely believe what the president's been saying about it being rigged, and they're passed around. They send me things of, well, look at this video of this person doing this in this place, and here's this person saying this. What do you say to those people? Because when things are actually presented in court, which is where this has to be decided, as you say, the judges are throwing it out. These are things which do not hold up in court.
No, they don't. And there was an interesting exchange in a case in Montgomery County where the judge bore very hard down on the lawyer and asked specifically, are you alleging fraud? And the lawyer danced around it and said to the president, no, not really. And the judge pushed harder still. And the lawyer said, no, we're not alleging fraud. It doesn't matter whether what we're alleging is a big deal or not. Now, compare that to the propaganda outside the courtroom, where you would think the American electoral process had been rigged from top to bottom, at least as alleged by Rudy Giuliani from the Four Seasons Landscaping Company parking lot. That's not what's happening in the courtroom. So I would also say this to people trying to figure out what's going on. It's actually accessible information. What they are saying, for example, at the exclusion of observers is demonstrably untrue, and courts are throwing those claims out as well. In fact, reporters who have been on location, including, by the way, from one network that is not unfriendly to Donald Trump, have said time and again that what the Trump campaign is saying about the exclusion of observers is completely false. What the Trump campaign is saying about fraud, time and again, has been refuted by the court. There was a judge in Montana, a red state, who said that what they had to say about fraud was a fiction. There's no evidence whatsoever. And very recently, as you probably, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. No, finish your
thought. No, I was simply going to say, very recently, as you know, with great fanfare, a senior Republican on Capitol Hill produced an affidavit from a postal worker in Pennsylvania saying he observed horrible irregularities. I believe that Trump tweeted out something to the effect that this gentleman was a brave patriot, and he has since recanted, saying that he executed a false affidavit. I would say you can't make this stuff up, but the truth of the matter is they are making this stuff up.
The Wall Street Journal is reporting tonight that the president's lawyers are working on what the Journal calls a patchwork of legal efforts to try to stop certification of results in certain states. Is there any scenario in which you could see them pulling that off?
I see them creating, all sorts of confusion. They're continuing to file lawsuits. The lawsuits are continuing to fail. They'll appeal. They'll file more lawsuits. And their objective is absolutely to introduce disruption and to message in support of President Trump's completely unsubstantiated false claims about fraud. But in the end, they will not stop the victorious margins for President-elect Biden from being certified. They will not stop him from being the successful candidate here who takes the oath of office on January 20, 2021.
Bob Bauer, I appreciate your time. Thank you.